Hello, welcome back to our channel. Are you struggling with fractions in math or looking further with fractions in math? In this video, we will break down the basics of operations with fractions, including addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. So, whether you are a student or a teacher looking to improve your math skills or just need a refresher, this video is perfect for you. So, let's get started and master fractions together. Alright, so in today's tutorial, we have basic operations on fractions to solve. Now, in our first example here, we have to solve the following. So with question 1, we have bracket opened 3 whole number 1 on 4 plus 4 whole number 1 on 4, bracket closed, divided by 5 on 6 plus 2 on 3. And in our second question, we have 1 whole 1 on 1 on 3, 1 on 3 plus 1 on 4 divided by or all divided by 1 on 3 minus 1 on 4. And in our last question, we have 2 on 5 times 6 on 7 minus 3 whole number 3 on 8, bracket close, plus 3 whole number 5 on 12. Alright, so now let's tackle the first one. So with the first one, we have our fraction to be 3 whole number 1 on 4 plus 4 whole number 1 on 4, brackets open, bracket closed, divided by 5 on 6 plus 2 on 3. So this is our fraction. Now let's check it to confirm. Yes, so that's exactly what is here. So the first thing to do here is to convert all improper fractions, convert all mixed fractions to improper fractions. So in this question, the improper fractions that we have are 3 whole number 1 on 4 plus 4 whole number 1 on 4. And so when we change this one to improper fraction, we are going to have 3 times 4, which is 12, plus 1 gives us 13, divided by the denominator of the fraction here, which is 4, plus the second one, we have 4 times 4, which is 16, plus 1, that gives us 17 on 4, bracket closed, divided by 5 on 6 plus 2 on 3. Okay, so the next thing to do, here we are dealing with plus or addition, and here too we are dealing with an addition. So the next thing to do is to find the LCM of the denominators of these two fractions as well as this one. So the LCM of 4 and 4 is 4. So in this case, we have 4, and then the LCM of the 6 and 3 is 18. Okay, so here you have 4, then 4 goes itself 1 times 13 is 13, plus 4 goes itself 1 times 17 is 17, divided by the same thing as this. So here we have 18, 6 goes into 18 3 times, 3 times 5 is 15, plus 3 goes here 6, 6 to 12. Now let's add the numerators together. 13 plus 17 give us 13 on 4, divided by 15 plus 12 gives us 27 on 18. So the next thing to do here is to reciprocate the second fraction, and when that happens, the division sign changes to multiplication. So because we are dealing with the division sign, it means that we have to change the division sign to multiplication sign, and we reciprocate the second fraction. So we have 30 on 4 times 18 on 27. Alright, so the next thing is to check whether we can do cross simplification. So here we can get a number that can divide 4 at the same time 30, or as well as 4 and 18. You can also get a number that can divide 30 and 27 and 27 and or 27 and 18. So anyway, we are good to go. So now let's take 3. 3 goes here, 6. 3, 6, 18. 3 goes here, 9. Now let's take 2. 2 goes here, 2. 2 goes here, 15. 2 times 15 is 13. 2 times 2 is 4. So we have 15 on 2 times 6 on 9. Now we can further simplify. 2 goes itself 1, it goes here 3. 3 goes itself 1, it goes here 3. So we are going to have 15. 15 times 1 gives us 15. 3 times 1 gives us 3. And 3 goes itself 1, it goes here 5. So we are going to have 5 as our final result. Okay, so that is the solution for the first one. Now let's go to the second question. First, now let me clear all the solutions for the first one. Then I'll write the question for the question 2. Then we'll solve. Alright. So now what is the question for the number 2? The number 2, we have 1 on 3 plus 1 on 4, all divided by 1 on 3 minus 1 on 4. Now this is question 2. Let's check if it is the same as what we have. So we have 1 on 3 plus 1 on 4, exactly the same thing that is here. And we have 1 on 3 minus 1 4 as the denominator parts. Okay. Now let's continue. Okay, so we have the fraction written down. Now the first thing to do, that the whole of this numerator part, which is 1 on 3 plus 1 on 4, is being divided by 1 on 3 minus 1 on 4. So I can rewrite this fraction as 1 on 3 plus 1 on 4, all brackets, divided by 1 on 3 minus 1 on 4, brackets closed. Now we have addition here and subtraction 2 here. So the best thing to do here is to find the LCM. In that case, the LCM of 3 and 4 for the first one is 12. So 3 goes into 12, 4. 4 times 1 is 4 plus 3. 4 goes here, 3. 3 times 1 is 3 divided by, we have 12 here. 3 goes into 12, 4. 4 times 1 is 4. 4 goes here, 3. 3 times 1 is 3. Alright, so 4 plus 3 gives us 7 on 12. 4 plus 3 gives us 7 divided by 12 divided by 4 minus 3 gives us 1 on 12. So the next thing to do here is to reciprocate the second fraction. And as well as when it happens, the sign changes. So you have multiplication, then you have 12 on 1. So 12 on 1, 12 will cancel 12, and we will left with 7 on 1. So 7 on 1 is the same as, or it is equal to 7. Alright, now let's take the question 3. Okay, so the question 3, now let me copy the question 3 here again. For the question 3, we have, let me check it well. We have 2 on 5 times 6 on 7 minus 3 whole number 3 on 8 plus 3 whole number 5 on 12. Alright. So the first thing to do here is to change all mixed fractions to improper fractions. In that way, we are going to have 2 on 5 times 6 on 7 minus, so 3 times 8 is 24 plus 3, 27 on 8 plus 3 times 12 is 36 plus 5 is 41 divided by 12. Now the next thing to do is to tackle the one in the brackets. So we will maintain this, then multiply it by, so here is subtraction, so we find an LCM. And the LCM of 7 and 8 is 56. So 7 goes into 56 8 times. And therefore we multiply 8 by 6. So 7 goes here 8. 8 times 6 is what? 48. So we have 48 minus 8 goes here 7. 7 times 27 is, so times 27, 7 7 49, remainder 4, 7 2 14 plus 4. So we have 18. So we are going to have 189 here plus 41 on 12. So let's subtract 189 from 48, and we are going to have negative 141 on 56 plus 41 on 12. The next thing is to multiply 2 by negative 1 on 41, negative 141. So we are going to have 2 times negative 141, which is 282 on 5 times 56, and that gives us 280 plus 41 on 12. Now the next thing to do here, okay, so let me continue from here. The next thing to do is to find the LCM of 280 and 12. And the LCM of 280 and 12 is 840. So 840 becomes the LCM. And that's, we will take the values of the denominators one by one. In that case, we are going to divide 840 by 280. So 840 divided by 280, check it from the calculator, we have 3. So 280 goes into 840 3 times. And then we use that 3 to multiply here. So we are going to have 3 times negative 282. And that gives us negative 846. Then the next thing is to divide 840 by 12. So 12 goes into 840 70 times. 12 goes into 840 70 times. Then we use that value to multiply 41. So 41 by 70, and that this one is 0. 717 47 28. So we are going to have 2 8s plus 2 8s 70. Now we subtract, this one is negative 846 plus 2870, and that gives us 224 on 840. Now we can simplify. So we can use 2 or we can use 4. So when we simplify, let's use 4. So when we use 4 to simplify 224, we are going to have 506. So 506, and this same 4 goes into 840 210 times. We can further simplify this one. So we can as well as use 2, or we can use 3 as well. So when we further simplify, see that our final result gives us 253 on 105. Okay, so now let's look at more complex problems. So in these examples, we have 2 whole number 3 on 8 plus 1 whole number 5 on 12 minus 2 whole number 3 on 8, brackets close, plus 5 on 12 plus 2, brackets open, 2 on 5 times 6 on 7. So what we do is that the first thing to do here is to change the mixed fractions to improper fractions. So with the first, now let me repeat the question here. So we have 2 whole number 3 on 8 plus 1 whole number 5 on 12 minus 2 whole number 3 on 8 plus 5 on 12 plus 2 on 5 times 6 on 7. Now let's compare if we've written the correct thing here. Okay, so that is good. Now, as I said, the first thing is to change all mixed fractions to improper fractions. So in this case, 2 times 8 gives us 16 plus 3 gives us 19. 19, yes. So we have 19 on 8 plus 1 times 12 is 12 plus 5 gives us 17 on 12 minus 2 times 8 is 16 plus 3, and that gives us 19 also. So 19 on 8 bracket close, 5 on 12 plus, then here too is multiplication. So we multiply the numerators separately, and we multiply the denominators too separately. So 2 times 6 gives us 12, 5 times 7 gives us 35. Okay, the next thing is to tackle the bracket here. So now we maintain this one, 19 on 8 plus. So here we find an LCM of 12 and 8, and that is 96. So 12 goes into 96 8 times. So 8 times 17 gives us, so 8 times 17. So 7 8. So 7 times 8 gives us 56. So 6 minus 5, 8 1, 8 plus 5. So that gives us 13. So we have 136 minus 8 goes into 96 12 times. That's 12 times 19. Now let's check it out here. 12 times 19. So 2 times 9 is 18. And the 1, 2, 1, 2 plus 1, 3. 1 times 9 is 9. 1 times 1 is 1. 8, 2, 2. So 2 to 8 as the result. So we have 2 to 8. Bracket close. 5 on 12 plus. So 5 on 12 plus 12 on 35. Okay. So when we subtract, we are going to have negative 92. So when you subtract this, we are going to have negative 92 on 96 plus 5 on 12 plus 12 on 35. Okay, so we have plus, and this one too, negative times positive will give us negative. So we can rewrite this one. But we know that a certain number, when we simplify 92 by 96, so we can use a number that can simplify both 92 and 96. In that case, 96 divided by, by simplifying 92 by 96, we are going to have 23 on 24. So we are going to have, we're going to have negative 23 on 24 by simplifying this. Okay, so we have 19 on 8 minus 23 on 24 plus 5 on 12 plus 12 on 35. Now I'm continuing from here. And the next thing to do is, so here we need to find the LCM of 8, 24, 12, and 35. So now let me continue from here. I'm going to have the LCM of 8, 24, and 12 and 35 is 840. So if you multiply all this together, you're going to get 840. So the LCM for 8, 24, 12, and 35 is 840. And now 8 goes into 840 105 times. So 105 times 19 gives us 195 So 1995 minus, then 24 2 goes into 840, 35 times. So 35 times 23, and when you check that one on calculator, gives us 805, plus 12 also goes into 840 on the calculator is 70. So 70 times 5 is 350. Then 35 goes into 840 24 times. 24 times 12 gives us 280. So we are going to add all the numerators together. So we have 1,995 minus 805 plus 350 plus 288. And that gives us 1,828 divided by 840. So 1,828 divided by 840 gives us 457 on 210. So that is it for the third question. Now the next one that we want to tackle is the question 2, which is 3 on 8. So we have 3 on 8 minus 5 on 12 all on 2 whole number 2 on 5 divided by 6 plus 3 on 4 plus 2 on 5. Okay, so now let me clear the result of this one and write that one here too. Okay, so let me clear the results for the first one, and I'll write the last one too here. Okay, so we have 3 on 8 minus 5 on 12. So we know that the whole of this is being divided by this. So I can rewrite it as divided by, I have to bring this bracket because the whole of the denominator is dividing the numerator part. So we have 2 number 2 on 5 divided by 6 plus 3 on 4 plus 2 on 5. Then I enclose it. Alright, so the first thing is to, as usual, change all the mixed fractions to improper. So I maintain my 3 on 8 minus 5 on 12 divided by 2 times 5 is 10 plus 5 plus 2 is 12 on 5 divided by 6 plus 3 on 4 plus 2 on 5. Okay, so the next thing to do is to work out the ones in the bracket, as well as we can find an LCM for this one. So when I find an LCM for 12 and 8 is 24. So 8 goes here 3. 3 times 3 is 9. 12 goes here 2. 2 times 5 is 10. Divided by, bracket opened. This one is 12 on 5 times, then I'll reciprocate this one. I'll get 1 on 6 plus, here too I will find an LCM, and that is 20. So 4 goes into 25. 5 times 3 is 15. 5 goes here into 20. 24 times 4 to 8. Bracket closed. So here I'm going to get negative 1 on 24 divided by, so 12 times 6 will go into itself 1, it goes here 2. So I'm going to have 2 on 5 plus 15 plus 8. Also 15 plus 8 also gives 23 on 20. So the next thing to do here is to work out the other two fractions in the bracket again. So here, now let me continue here. So I have negative 1 on 24 divided by, so I find an LCM, and the LCM of 5 and 20, the LCM of 5 and 20 is 20. So I have 20 as my LCM. 5 goes into 20 4 times. 4 times 2 is 8. 20 goes itself 1. 1 times 23 is 23. So I have negative 1 on 24. Sorry, negative 1 on 24 plus, sorry, divided by 8 plus 23, and that is 31 on 20. So I'll first of all, so I'll reciprocate the second fraction, and I'm going to have 1 on 24 times 20 on 31. Okay, so 20 on 31. Now 4 can goes into 25 times. It goes here 6 times. So negative 1 times 5 is negative 5. And then 6 times 31 is, so 31 times 6 is 163, 18 is 186. So the result of computing the